How my kings and queens doing today? I hope everybody is doing amazing. I always want the best for everybody. I want everybody to be doing good. But the reality of it is, a lot of people like to play the victim. They don't want to be doing good. They want to sit in their shadow and, dwell on everything that happened to them instead of making changes. And so it really hurts my heart because, like, I'm team level up, team win at all times. And so, it makes me kind of sad that people choose to actually stay in that old mindset. But at the end of the day, we can't focus on that. We have to focus on the people that is always got that winning mentality, the ones that train to go, the ones that God knows to be his strongest people, that leaders. That's who I focus on because that's what I am, and I speak from experience when I tell you it's not for the weak. Like, you got to be the strongest. You got to go hard. You got to be willing to do things that other people are not willing to do. And so I stand up and I always support the people that actually go hard. Like, the people that had to actually raise themselves because they didn't have anybody in front of them that was demonstrating anything that they wanted to emulate. The one that had to stand 10 toes by themselves against everybody. That's me, so I really support, and I'm a cheerleader for those type of people because I want it to absolutely be known that we are the strongest, we are the best, we are the winners out here because we didn't fold on no level. It didn't matter if we was young and we was out here trying to figure it out. It didn't matter, in between our middle ages and we was trying to figure it out. Ultimately, we was always alone, and now as adults we are still alone. So that's the reason why I'm your biggest supporter, because I already know what it is. You had to figure it out on your own, and you still came out to be better than the people that you was supposed to emulate, the people that you seen on a regular basis, the people that had more than you, the people that actually tried to knock you down, the people that tried to, try to make you seem like you was less than, and the whole time they seen that you was greater than, and that's why I love God so much, is because God is the one that's going to tell you everything that they said about you was a lie. He reveals it. He drops draws. He drops panties. He shows like the true colors of real people or whatever, and they real side or whatever the case may be. And so it's just like, that's why my heart is so deep for God, because God has been the realest in my life. So when I actually introduced myself to God, I was like, okay, seeing is that you are real and everything that you're doing for me is true, and your word don't return void. I'm going to make sure that I stand 10 toes and, support everything that you're talking about, because I'm going to be that same way. You are my mentor, Lord. You are the one that's going to show me how to be the realest, because you real, and so I want to make sure that everybody knows in this world that real comes from the Lord, period. There's a whole bunch of texts and there's a whole bunch of things being said, but one thing is for sure is God has never been talked about in the past tense. God has been the God of today. God is going to be from the past. God has always been the current God, and God is always going to stay current and relevant because he is God. He is the creator of all things. So you will never hear God being talked about in the past tense. That's how you know he's official. It doesn't matter who tries to convolute his name. It doesn't matter who tries to change his text and his words. At the end of the day, his words actually move and manifest things. Can't nobody dispute that. He's never lost a battle. Can't nobody dispute that. Nothing is above him. Can't nobody dispute that. And so my thing is, if I'm going to surround myself around the realest, why don't I teach everybody else how to be the realest? It's like, to have a facade or to be fake, it don't even feel natural, because that's not how God naturally designed us. You know what I'm saying? And then once you embody your realness and your authenticity, it's like nothing fake can even approach you, because you're going to see it a mile away. And so it's like, we need to, if we got information about God, if we got close relationships with God, if we know God intimately and know him to be true, we need to be spreading the word and showing people how to actually meet the real God that, is talked about in text. The real God that's word do not return void. The real God that supports you when everybody else turn their back on you. The real God that's going to be with you when you're alone. The real God that's going to actually show you and point you in the right direction and show you who you truly are. That's what we need to be actually teaching people, instead of sitting up here getting distracted by all these things of this world, because the enemy wants you to be distracted. If he can actually have your mind and control your mindset, then he understands that he has you by the balls or the titties or whatever you want to talk about. He knows that he has you. He knows that he can do whatever he want to do with you. He can control you. And so I need all my leaders to stand up. I need all my alone people to stand up. The ones that want to fight against the grain. The ones that's not going to just believe anything. The ones that's going to actually research information and get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord out of Psalms and Proverbs, because you already know I don't play about that, and actually teach other people. That's what we need. We need some leaders to actually start standing up and actually going hard for humanity. Or if not, we gonna all fall. Well, y'all gonna fall. I'm not gonna fall, but everybody gonna fall. You feel me? I'll talk to you later, kings and queens.